All right. I don't know what's going on. It seems like I don't know if I'm hitting. Well, anyway, let's just go on with it. So, I am here with a plea to the public to not get Invisalign braces. And I am saying this because I have been wearing Invisaligns for going on 7 years. And look at my teeth. Okay, crooked on the bottom, gap in the middle, gap. Well, and then the sides, one tooth is like pushing against, I don't know the names of the teeth. My front tooth is pushing next to, on one side, I guess on the left side, is pushing to this next tooth. And sometimes it hurts so bad, I don't know what to do. I take dental floss and I'm just trying to separate the teeth. So, and I'm only wearing a retainer now, you know. And how it started was I started wearing veneers. I had veneers on my two front teeth in the 80s when I was in high school. And at that time, my dentist, Dr. Nakata, he was just kind of practicing on me. He was just starting to do veneers. And he had just got his kit and everything. And he was, explaining to me about it and stuff. And so he did my veneers. And at that time, I think my parents paid something like $300 for both teeth. you know. And so he does that, and the plan was to every few years you replace them. Okay? Well, I had those veneers from the 80s all the way to the 2000s. Okay, that's how long I had these veneers on. So I gotta tell you, Dr. Nakata did a good job. But anyway, so I decided that I'm going to go and have some new veneers done. It's been a long time. They were a bit worn, but they actually still looked pretty good. And so I said, with all the technology and everything. Oh shoot. I got to plug in my Uh-oh. I got to plug in my computer. Gee, I didn't know the computer wasn't plugged in, but guess what? This is a one take wonder. Okay, I'm not going to be sitting up here taping and taping and taping. So, anyway, I decided with all of the new technology, I'm going to get some new veneers and maybe they'll even look more natural. You know, I got the veneers to cover the gap, to close the gap. And so anyway, I go to this place that sells smiles. Now, it's not a place that advertises on television or radio or anything like that. So it's no place you've heard of. And I'm not going to say the name of it. But I went there to talk about getting veneers. Well, the dentist says, "Oh, well, your teeth are in good condition and da 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 da. You'd be a good candidate for braces because when you get braces, this'll happen and that'll happen and you'll look like this." And then so it's like vanity kicking in. I'm like, "Ooh, I'm going to be hot." You know what I mean? And so I said, "Okay, let me get these. I'm sold." So I bought them. I paid cash. I paid $5,000 and got a 5% discount. Okay. And so I got that and started on the therapy. And so I was supposed to wear these for about 13 months. So I had pretty severely crooked teeth. No, a crowded teeth. Crowded teeth on the bottom. And then the gap. And so I said, okay, let's go ahead and do this. It's going to take 13. That's not that long. That's not really that long. And so we went through it, went through the processes, and she even told me, she says, okay, if you happen to lose a tray, which a tray is, like your little retainer type situation thing, um, just wear the old one. Just wear an old one. And so, okay, I did that. And I didn't have too much trouble that first time around. But when it came time, was getting close to the end of the cycle, or whatever you want to call it, my teeth were not progressing. And so they started the whole thing again. We started over, like started from scratch. Because I guess they had organized it wrong, or I don't know. Something just wasn't working. So we started all over again. And so at this time, I was working on my doctorate degree. And that takes so much time. I mean, every minute you really need. And whenever they were so far on the other side of town that it was an all day affair. When I would go there, I would lose a whole day going over there. And so I had all this other stuff going. I had contractors here, and they were just all incompetent. I would hire one after another. One would do more damage than the next. And so I had to file multiple CCB complaints. I had to file multiple lawsuits. I had to get all of the evidence together, pictures, and I'm doing all this stuff and, trying to keep the Invisaligns. And so sometimes I would get the Invisaligns out of order. And when I would go for my checkups, I would be wearing tray number 9 instead of tray number 10. And so I would have to go back and wear the 10. I'd be behind, but I'd have to go back and wear the 10s for that period, the 2 3 week period, and get back on track. And so that was just making it longer, take longer and longer. But still, my teeth weren't really progressing like we were thinking they should. And so, in the meantime, a new partner starts with the dental practice. And it seems like even though the other dentist would be there, she would be the one, you know, taking over my case and looking at my teeth and doing all the checkups and the x-rays and this and that. So then I go and do my 6 weeks out. I come back. She's gone. She's gone. She sold the practice to the partner. And she didn't even say anything. As far as I know, maybe she sent a letter out, but I don't recall getting anything from her. I just asked about her, and they said, "Oh, she retired. She's off in someplace." And oh, you know. And so I get back to my stressful life, and I come back, and I'm wearing the wrong tray. Well, she has a conniption, and she says, "You need to wear your trays on schedule. You wear them. If you don't wear your, if you don't get this right, I'm taking you off and you're done. You'll be done." And that'll be the end of it. Now, I don't know if she could do that with my $5,000, but, it kind of got me more focused on wearing the Invisaligns, in order. But, you know, I lost so much weight because you have to wear them 20 hours a day. You can take them off to eat, but it's such a production because you have to clean them, you have to brush your teeth, you have to floss, you have to do all this stuff. Anytime you eat or drink, you know, that's what they say. Sometimes I would drink coffee and stuff, but really you're not supposed to drink either. And just think, I would go to the grocery stores and they, "Oh, here's a sample." I'd be like, mm-mm, I can't. But anyway, um, So I'm wearing these, and it's going year, and it's over a year, it's over 2 years, it's over 3 years, and I'm still wearing them, and my bottom teeth just seemed like they were not moving. And so the doctor, the dentist who had taken over, she wanted to do this procedure where she electrocuted me or something, shock treatment to my teeth. Well, I won't say electrocute, but it was the use of electricity, you know. And anyway, because she said that may be the only thing that gets your teeth to work. And that's more money. That cost me more out of pocket. And so, but we ended up not doing it. My teeth did start to straighten, little by little. Um, so what happened then was I started having pain in my jaw, and my jaw would kind of like crack, kind of like that. And you don't want to mess with that kind of stuff with your jaw, So I went to OHSU, and the director of studies happened to be there supervising students, the dental students. And he took a look, and he said, "You've been wearing these for that long?" And he said, "Well, your teeth have an occlusion scabada and it's got paper." He's talking all that stuff. And he tells me I have an overbite. And he says, in order to get your teeth the way they should look or close, will be another 19 months of wearing these braces. And that's when I'm saying, well, gosh, I'm having these problems. I had to be done. And so I contacted the dentist and I told her I think I'm done. And she's like, well, we should try. I said, no, no. I got my jaw is involved now. And so I got these are actually retainers. So I have my retainers that I wear at night. I've been wearing these for, I guess, a year or so. But the thing is, the dentist sent me to physical therapy because of my jaw, the problems I was having with my jaw. And I was talking to the physical therapist about it, and he said, no, I was talking to him and I said, I stopped. I don't wear them. He says, oh, well, I see your teeth are really crooked. And so then vanity jumps back into the scene because I'm like, my teeth are crooked. Ugh. I've got to start back. I've got to get my teeth. I got to straighten my teeth. And then how much money I spent on this. Just think of how many pair of shoes I could have bought with that money. anyway, anyway, so I decided, okay, I'm gonna go back. But my relationship with this dentist had become a bit adversarial because she was claiming that I didn't wear my Invisaligns the right way, that I didn't wear them in order. And I was like, I'm getting to the point where you don't know what I did. You don't know. I mean, my teeth just weren't responding to them. So I didn't want to go back. It's all the way across town. I didn't have time for all that stuff. And so I'm with another dental dentist now. And so they're looking into getting me back started. But here's the deal. I talked to Invisilign about getting some of my money back because my teeth, they don't look good. And they're like, oh, no, no, that's between you and your dentist. We make the product, but the dentist takes care of the plan, you know, of the therapy and the treatment. And so they just wash their hands of it. They don't take any accountability. They do not help you. They'll say something like, oh, well, maybe you could go file a complaint with the dental association or something like that, or the people who are in charge of the dentist, the licensure uh, bureau. And so it's like, yeah, right. Let's go. I talked to an attorney about it, and they pretty much said, mm-mm, because, mm, Nah, they had there. There's no way. It's just like trying to sue an attorney. It just is going to go absolutely nowhere. And you'll just have all this heartache because you got to get all your records and you've got to get this. And they could write in the records, "Oh, she wasn't following the plan." That's all she has to write. She writes that, that's it, you know. And so that was that. And so now, yeah, I'm hoping Invisilign will let me continue. It's been going so long and it just feels so exhausting. The whole situation has just been really exhausting. And, I'm not happy with them. Now they've got all these knockoff products that seem to do just as good of a job. Even though, with teeth, unless you gotta keep it moving, because if not, your teeth are just going to spread right back to how they were. I mean, maybe they won't go crooked, but if you have gaps and stuff like that, I've talked to people who've worn metal braces who said their teeth spread because they weren't wearing their retainer. So, you know, braces could be a really long-term situation. They are not a quick fix. And as far as vanity goes, maybe we should just, leave ourselves the way we are. If it's not so awful. Some people really need their teeth. You know what I mean? But for stuff like gaps and, maybe we shouldn't try so hard to be, perfect and hot. Does it matter? I mean, when I first decided, and well, when I first had the veneers removed, um, and I told my friends I was starting on Invisalign. These are my friends from high school. We all went to high school together, and they were like, "Oh, don't! We love your gap," because I had the gap in high school, so they're even thinking back to them days, and I have a gap still, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna talk to Dr. Garcia about that and see what happens. But um, that's it. Just think about it. Think about it. Don't try to all think you're so cute. All right. Well, thanks, and we will chat again.